This is the new Solaris 55. It was launched in September 2024, but it's making its debut here at the Düsseldorf Boat Show. And what is Solaris all about? Well, this particular area tells you a lot. So it's an Italian manufacturer, it's about style, about luxury, but it's also about sailing fast. They're not racers, but they're sort of sporty cruisers, sporty, stylish cruisers. And as you can see from the 55, it certainly fulfills the stylish side of things. Designed by Sotto Acibel. He's an Italian designer. He's designed most Solaris for the last probably 10 years or so. So they've built up a reputation during that time for speed and sort of sleek lines, very, very alluring boats. The basic concept is very clear, uncluttered decks, not too much freeboard, and a decent sail area, and moderate displacement. And people would often say med cruising, which is speaking in very general terms, because of course you can sail this across the Atlantic, you can sail it to the Pacific, but there is this idea of, anchoring off Saint-Tropez with one of these and looking very, very flash. So basically, when Sotto Acibel drew up this boat, it was the successor to the previous 55, but it is a completely new boat. And what's different about it? Well, like most of the manufacturers, they've started to give boats much fuller bow sections. Why have they done that? Well, they're copying really from the IMOCAs and the racing scene, where you're getting these fuller section boats at the bow, but you still have fine sections up near the waterline, and that basically gives the boat a lot more power going to windward. Can mean it pounds somewhat, so they're a bit noisier, but that's a debatable issue. But the other thing it gives you is masses of internal volume up front, and this boat is a fine example of that. So you've got the owner's stateroom forward, and it is very large. For a 55-footer, it's huge. The boat itself feels huge compared to the previous 55. It's 5 meters wide, so we're talking about a lot of beam carried all the way aft with full bow sections as well, and that gives you a massive internal space. For a sporty boat, it's really impressive. So you've got twin aft cabins, day head there, and obviously you've got a big forward stateroom with an ensuite, and then a big galley as well. So we're talking about a lot of comfort in what is ostensibly a sporty boat, but you can certainly cruise in comfort on this. If it's anything like previous Solaris that I've sailed, it will be very enjoyable. But as I say, it's a more powerful boat, so it will be interesting to take this sailing, hopefully in the spring perhaps. I'll manage to persuade them. But yeah, so far so good. As you can see, just a beautiful finish on the boat, and that's what you would expect from a sort of Italian manufacturer. Okay, so here we are in the cockpit, and obviously again a massive amount of space. But the other thing that really strikes you about these Solaris, and it's been the trademark for a long time, is just the uncluttered decks. Obviously there's no mast on this boat at the moment, so that helps, that keeps the clutter down, but even so, it's so clean up there, really nice. And one of the notable features on this new 55 is the fact that the side decks actually, usually that often continues straight into the transom, but this one, it ends and there's a step down, and that opens up this sailing area of the boat, the back deck, even more. So you've got a big space with lots and lots of, you can walk right round the steering pedestal, and then you've got the 2 pairs of winches either side, which is where you do, this is the business end of the yacht where you do the serious sailing. And now here we're in the lounging area, which is really untroubled by any ropes whatsoever. It's non-forward either, so it makes for a really, really pleasant place to relax and soak up the sun. But I mean, the other notable feature about the 55 compared to earlier models is that they now have a chine on them, and they never used to have a chine. There's no chine at the back. They've still got the rounded transom, which was always very stylish, but there is a bow chine, which gives it these very full forward sections. You can see it on the 40, which is actually, there's one just there, and the 55 has that even more exaggerated. So that seems the direction of travel not just for Solaris, but for most of the industry. But it is unusual to see a Solaris with such full bow sections. So that's a bit of a departure from. I mean, to be fair, the 40 had it too, but this one even more so.